Because resources are scarce. We've already had some discussion on, what economics is. It's primarily the study of choices that we make in allocating scarce resources. But having said that, we break it down further. There's really three primary questions, okay, and a very philosophical and possibly politically charged question that economists are constantly exploring. One is what is produced. You go down a grocery store's aisles and you see the shelves lined with different food items. Now, those aren't all of the brands of those particular food items that are out there, that are available on the market. The store only has a limited amount of shelf space. Their shelf space is scarce. How do they decide what goes on that shelf, what brands they put on that shelf? And more fundamentally, in the economy, in markets, how do we decide what type of shoes get manufactured? How do we decide what cars to produce? Having said that, once we decide what we produce, we have to then decide how we're going to produce it. So if we're making cars, what sort of mixture of capital and labor, in other words, what sort of mixture of machines and human labor does a firm use in order to make that car? Do they use more robots than they do labor? Do they use more labor than they do robots? A landscaper providing a service, going around mowing yards. Well, how many riding lawnmowers does that landscaper employ relative to the number of people he employs? It's a very important question. How is it produced? Again, based upon the allocation of scarce resources. And then finally, who gets it? The thing is, as we mentioned in a previous video, um, uh, uh, some people are going to be getting things and some people aren't. Some people can afford things, some people can't. In other words, there's going to be the haves and the have-nots in this world. And it's a very fundamental question to try and explore. Everybody can't have everything. So then who gets what we do have? Very important, of course, and also a very deep question. But that kind of leads to our final question that economists try to explore. Is the pursuit of self-interest better for society? In other words, if everybody's self-interested and left alone to do their own thing, is that better for society, or is it better for governments to step in and reallocate resources, force resources into particular areas uh, for the purpose of enhancing society's welfare, for the purpose of making society happier, so to speak, for society's sake? Um, there's the father of modern classical economics, this guy named Adam Smith, hundreds of years ago, wrote a big, long, boring book. And I'm paraphrasing here, but one of the quotes in that book, one of the statements Adam Smith made in that book, and again I'm paraphrasing, was essentially went like this: it's not out of the benevolence of the butcher or baker that we get our daily meals, but with regard to their own interest. In other words, it's not because the butcher or baker are nice people that we get our daily meals, but it's because the butcher and baker have a skill that is in demand, and they can charge for that skill, or excuse me, they can charge for the product that skill provides, and in return, they can feed their families, they can pay their mortgage, they can put their kids through school. In other words, it's precisely because the butcher and baker are self-interested and have their own personal interests that they need to fulfill, that they provide us not only with bread and chickens and steaks and hot dogs, but they provide us with quality products as well. Because if their product isn't quality, then no one buys it and they can't pursue their own self-interest. But on the flip side of that same coin, again, this fundamental question of who gets it, which implies there's going to be haves or have-nots, there may be an argument made that, well, if we take from the rich and give to the poor, kind of like Robin Hood did, does that make society better off? And the only people who can do that is government. Government's the only one who can step in and take from the wealthy and give to the poor. But again, we can argue in the opposite direction too. While it seems moral to take from the wealthy, the haves, and give to the have-nots. While that seems to be a high moral ground, economists try to figure out, well, what sort of incentives does that place on these individuals? I mean, if you work a lot harder in order to make more money, but you know the government's going to come in and take most of that money away from you and give it to somebody else, are you likely to work as hard? Are you likely to increase your productivity level in order to make more money if you know the government's going to take it away from you? On the flip side, what about the poor person that receives this money, that gets this redistribution of income? What sort of incentive are we placing on them? Are we giving them the incentive to increase their productivity and their marketability if they can make free money by not doing that? Or are we disincentivizing them from increasing their productivity level precisely because they don't have to increase their productivity level and they get free money? These are very politically charged and highly philosophical questions that economists work on every single day.